Hello.
Hello, doctor. Uh, this is not acceptable. You know, your receptionists are so rude to me, and they just this is unbelievable. You just treat people like shit.
I'm sorry to hear that. Of course, you should be treated with respect. I agree with you. I'm sorry that you had this experience. I will
No,
look
no,
into
you're
it.
not sorry. You don't. You just doctor don't just care. You just give us a prescription, and then you go ahead, and then you don't prescribe it anymore, and it's just like we are animals.
I'm sorry to hear that you had such a bad experience. Maybe if you talk about it in more details, I can see what's your problem and maybe we can come with a
Well,
solution for that.
it's so simple. There's no detail. I have been taking this diazepam, and now you have said that you're not going to give it to me anymore. I didn't have any this morning, and you see what my situation is.
I see. For how long have you been taking this?
30 years.
Oh, okay. And how much do you take every day?
I take 10 tablets a day now.
10 tablets. Okay, I see. So, what was the reason that they prescribed this
Well,
medication?
why are you asking me these questions, doctor? I need to take these tablets. I cannot do without them. I get like this agitated and
I
I just
understand,
don't know what to do with myself.
I understand, but we want to take care of the main problem. It's your withdrawal symptoms, like the way that you feel now, is just the symptom of a bigger problem that we have here with your medication. I
I
think
just don't know why we're talking about this, doctor. This is a tablet, you know. I cannot stop this tablet. You know
I
that.
see. Yeah, I know that you cannot stop it at once. I'm completely agree with you. But we have to check how's the situation with your medication before we approach. Is that okay with you?
What can I do? You just don't care about me. You just think that, well, he just wants the drugs, and yes.
No, of course I don't think like that about you. I hope that we can, because you should have not been prescribed this drug for this too long.
Well, yes,
This
the
is
doctor, just like you, just prescribed that to me. They didn't tell me what it bloody does to me.
Yeah, that's actually, I understand your frustration. That's not a good situation. So can you please tell me why was this drug prescribed for you?
Well, because I was in war. I was in the
Oh, I see.
Vietnam War, and then they said I have PTSD, and then they said you take this tablet and it calms you down. And now look at my situation. Look at my status.
Yeah, I see. So was there any other treatment done for your PTSD?
Lots of counseling.
Okay, did that help you? Is that under control?
Do you think I'm under control now?
I see that you have problems with your drug, but I'm talking about your PTSD. Is that under control?
No,
Yeah,
no, nothing is under control now.
I
Everything is
see.
out of control, and I'm very angry.
I see. So do you know what are the problems with taking this medication for long?
Yes, that is the problem. I am the problem now. Uh,
I see.
you prescribe something to me, you doctors, you know that what it does to people, and you still prescribe it.
I see. So one of the problems with this drug is that if you take it for too long, it won't be effective anymore. The effectiveness will reduce and you just need to take more and more.
Yes,
So,
that's what I know. Yes, that I'm the guinea pig, obviously.
yes. And because of that, it's usually not administrated for too long. We usually just do it for a short period of time.
Now, my short period of time is 30 years now. Do you still want to talk to me and speak to me out of it? I can't. I need to take it.
I completely understand that you cannot discontinue using that at once, but we need to reduce the amount of the drug that you use and over time discontinue it and change it with other treatment.
I've tried that, doctor, before. Tried that several times. It doesn't work. Just give me the bloody prescription and let me go.
I see that it could be very frustrating, but if we start with the smaller goals, like maybe the approach was too aggressive and it wouldn't work. Maybe if we start with smaller goals that you can agree to.
Aggressive? Yes, I am aggressive.
No, I'm talking about the measures that were taken to cut off your drug were aggressive. I'm not talking about you being aggressive. So maybe if it was a goal that you can agree to, like in a small amount of reducing the medication and having some better counseling and some other forms of treatment for your PTSD, which I understand could be a very bad experience. I can only imagine how much it would hurt you. Then maybe we can work with that.
Now,
Do
are
you
you
agree?
giving me this prescription, doctor, or not?
Yes, of course, because you cannot discontinue that at once, but we have to agree at first that you will
Okay, just give
reduce
me
the
the
amount
prescription. So why are you talking, doctor? Just give me the prescription.
because we need to agree with each other that you will reduce the amount of prescription over time. Because if you continue with this way, you will just need to take more and more, and it has very serious effects on your health. Do you know
Uh,
about the side effects of this drug?
I know the side effects of not taking them.
Yeah, I understand that not taking them is agitating, but taking them also will just make your situation worse. Like you will just need more and more. And it's a drug that also, like one of the main problems with it, that it will suppress your breathing. So maybe if like later
The
you have,
doctor who prescribed this to me in the first place should have known this, and they should have done that. They shouldn't have done that. Now, I am here now, 30 years down the road, and uh, they should have thought about this 30 years ago.
yes, I agree completely with you. That's not your fault at all. But now, do you think the best way to help you is to agree with the plan with each other?
Do I have a choice?
I'm afraid that in good conscience, I cannot prescribe something to you that I know will hurt you in long term.
So basically, it means I have to. So I have no choice. I have to agree to what you say.
You, you have to, you either have to agree with me or take like another physician's
Wow, so you're
opinion.
kicking me out. Oh,
No,
get
of
rid
course
of
not.
me.
Even
That's the easiest way. Yes, I know.
even if you take another physician's opinion, I will still continue to care, to continue with your care. But if you're not just sure, just for yourself to be sure that is the best approach, you can have other opinions too. But I think this is the best approach for you to start.
Mm,
Go ahead.
no, I'm not. I won't allow you to kick me out. You have to give me this medicine, and you cannot get rid of me. I am here. I am your patient. You are responsible. And if something happens to me, then you are responsible.
Of course, that's why I don't want to make you use this drug forever because then when it causes serious problem for you, of course I will be responsible. For example, if it uh, weakens your breathing and later you have a problem and it becomes an issue, I will feel guilty for that. I will feel responsible for that. So I think the best approach would be for us to agree to a plan to reduce the amount of medication over time with a speed that is good for you. I understand that it could be very hard. I completely agree that and it's not your fault at all, but I think that's the best approach. And you have to I will just do it with your agreement. Like your opinion is important too.
Um, Seems that I have no choice.
I understand that could be frustrating for you and it's not your fault, but do you agree that we can reduce the medication over time and replace it with some other measures?
Do you think it's possible?
I think it's possible, and we can go very slowly and assess your situation from there. If we see that it's not working, we will come up with other approaches.
So I'd get my tablets, and then then uh, your receptionist wouldn't tell me that you cannot have your tablets.
If you agree that you will try to reduce it over time, and if we can have a uh, mutual understanding with each other that you will reduce it, the amount of the use with a plan
So
that both of us can agree with it, then we can prescribe it for you. Yes.
so you're punishing me now.
No, of course not. If I would give you the tablet and you would just continue using it with this amount over time, it will hurt you in the long term. And I don't want to that happen to you.
Okay. What should I do now?
We can agree on a plan. We can have like a verbal contract with each other that you reduce the amount of drug little by little and use other forms of treatment like counseling and psychotherapy for your PTSD. And from there, we can see how your situation advances.
Okay.
Thank you.
Right. So how's that?
It wasn't, but I think it was okay.
Okay.
Because the
So
patient like was really like in fact right, like he wasn't actually unreasonable, I think, because it was not his fault. He wasn't like a junkie or something. They just gave him
yes.
benzodiazepine for long.
Yes. Did you say that?
Yeah, I told him it's not his fault. Yeah, I told him several times that it's the physician's fault to give it to him for this long.
Okay. Do you think you could write a letter, give it to him so he could sue that physician?
Um, I don't know how the system is Britain, but here you have to contact the doctor first, like ask the first, like the responsible doctor. Maybe he's not the person who actually prescribe it, like we don't know. Then if they don't provide you with like good reasoning, you can tell the patient, I think, like it's my opinion that it was wrong, and you have the right to sue them. But you will not tell them to sue them. You just say like this is the option. I think like this treatment was wrong in my opinion. You can ask for other opinions too.
Would you help him with writing a letter saying that, well, I support this idea that he shouldn't have been prescribed this?
Uh, I think like that you should have been asked by like a court or something first.
Uh-huh.
Like you can't write like a bland thing. You can write like a note for him, but like that way I think you have to be asked to write like that a specific question.
Uh-huh. All right. So basically, as a doctor, you have a doctor-patient relationship, but you're not responsible for their legal affairs. Okay. So if they say, so could you write me a letter as a favor? No, I'm afraid not. It doesn't work that way. The best way is for you to seek legal advice. Okay, and then they have their own channels to ask for specialists or people who are particularly trained in this area. They can give you a letter or something. Okay, so this is not our responsibility. Our responsibility is yeah, autonomy, beneficence, non-maleficence, and fairness. Okay. So yes, what is your feeling now? Was it
I
good?
think, do you want to share your screen now?
Oh yes.
Thank you.
Did you? Do you think that you did well?
I think so.
Hmm? So it was good. What score would you give yourself?
8.
Okay. Why 8?
I think it was good. Like as I said, like I have problems with chunking, so I don't know if I try to do this time really, but I don't know if I did it well. But overall, I think I was reasonable with the patient and I was very
Yeah.
empathic with him.
Okay. But you laughed a few times.
No, yes, because the patient is not a real patient. Yes.
Okay. Uh, right. Okay. So what? I mean, you said 8 out of 10. What is the 2 out of 10 that is missing? What is that part that
I
you don't
always
like?
have problem with chunking, so I don't know if I did it good enough.
Mm. Well, you did it as much as possible.
Oh, good.
Um, so So what else? Was there anything else you could do differently?
I gathered info. I had rapport taking structure. Uh, I
Was there any cues?
use cues about like the patient's problem. I think was obvious. Like he was very like he probably was in withdrawal, so he was like agitated because of that.
Mm.
And it was likely that if we prescribe it for him without like an agreement beforehand, he would just overuse it or maybe even overdose or something. So my cue was like that. I was afraid that he like overdose on it because he was like, I'm just need it now. Like he was very like nervous. So that's why I told him like he has to agree with like reducing the medication first.
Okay. Well, the cue was that the doctors just don't care. Okay.
I see.
It's you just say that comes that's an idea. Okay.
I see.
Um, so um, okay. It mentions that his idea is that doctors don't care. Now, and you are a doctor, so you don't care what happens to me, okay? And so, what is his concern?
His concern was at first like that I don't understand that he's in problem. He has a problem. Like I don't understand like the problem that he has with like with withdrawal symptoms, and I just want to like not prescribe the medication for him. I think, and it would just make his situation worse.
So his concern was that I cannot get the drugs, okay?
Yes.
And his expectations is get the drug, okay? He's basically it is so narrow for him. He doesn't think about his best interests. He doesn't think about his health. He doesn't think about anything else. All he thinks about is here for the drugs. Okay,
I see.
and his concern is that I haven't been given the drugs, and everybody is to blame here because the doctor who prescribed me in the first place, your receptionist who told me that you're not giving me the prescription, you have decided not to prescribe it, so everybody is to blame, okay? And you just don't care. That's because you just look at me as an animal, and so basically, and that is what we need to tackle. Okay, the idea. So, well, you said that you agree that the doctor who prescribed it first might have made a mistake or hasn't clarified that this needs to be short term, or maybe the policy was different at the time. Whatever it is, we don't know. Okay. And so that is what we tell the patient. I don't know the circumstances when you were given this tablet. I cannot talk for other people. But what I can say is that I do care. And that's why I'm talking to you now.
I
Okay?
see.
Or otherwise, just like the other doctors you're telling me in these 30 years, I would just give you a prescription and say go if I don't care. So if I didn't care, I wouldn't see you here. Okay? Uh, basically, that's um, I think that's how it works, and that's what I did with this patient, and I had this patient.
Did
So
it work? Like he
yes, actually,
oh
he was very angry. He was shouting and he was swearing, and I said, "Look, if you swear, if you shout, I cannot continue this, and then we lose our relationship. So, it's up to you. If you want me to help you, I'm here to help." But if you want me to treat you the same thing, the same way as the other doctors did, I can do that. I can just do a prescription, tell you, just kick you out and say go away. And why should I give myself such a hard time to sit down and speak to you? And he was convinced. Okay.
Yeah, that's actually very good. Yeah, I think about that.
Okay.
Very good.
So, yeah, about the other doctors in the past. So, past doctors, other clinicians, we usually say we don't know. We don't know the circumstances. We don't have the whole picture, so we cannot judge them. Okay. And about now, so I don't care about what has happened before, but right now I care. And so and that a good reflection of the fact that I care is that I'm sitting here talking to you. Okay, so this is clearly different from other doctors who prescribed you these tablets without actually talking to you for 30 years. Okay, and then yes, and I said, well, you're taking 120 milligrams now. Where do you want to go with that in the next year? Do you want to go to 200, 300, 400? How much do you want to go high? And how much do you think is possible? So in a way, then so the patient needs to the patient needs to be clear that, well, I have a problem and this doctor is here to help me. So that is, we go back to that ethical principles. We say that, look, this is not my problem. You have a problem and I'm here to help you. Okay, there is a problem and I will do my best to help you, but I have limitations. And that is the limitation is your safety. I have to make sure that you're safe, and therefore, you ask me to help you. I'm here for you. You can call me any day, anytime. Come to the surgery. You can cut down your tablets. If you cannot, just give me a call. I give you an extra. Okay. So yeah, this patient came down to 15 milligrams per day after
Wow.
about a year. Um, okay, good. So